Hey, great Monday evening, everyone. Great Monday evening. Welcome to the April 8th edition of Conversations with Chosen Pen. I am your host, Dr. Anissa Short. The co-host. I'm sorry, pardon me. I am your co-host. The host is none other than Dr. Norma McLaughlin. Dr. Norma, you want to say hello to your friends and family?
Hello, 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 family and friends. Believe it or not, I'm here again.
She
I don't
is
know how
here
many of these
again.
Mondays we're gonna make, but I'm here again.
Listen, we understand that Dr. Norma is a woman in high demand. We just appreciate every time she carves out a moment to be with us in this space. And so today's episode, or this entire month of April, we are talking about a salute to moms, what it looks like to talk about 21st century motherhood. We're going to look at that in depth. And of course, before you say, Anissa, it's not Mother's Day month. We know that. We do. Thank you for
Yes, we
giving
do.
us that information. But we are hosting an event. Chosen Pen Publishing is hosting an event on April 27th. It's a precursor to Mother's Day. So we're going to be one of the first to get you geared up to shower your mom or your grandmother, your godmother, your play mama, mama them. Let's say that to shower mama them with a little love. And so the event on the 27th is a salute to mothers. And so in this month, you're going to have opportunity to meet some of the moms that are going to be a part of that awesome event as panelists, as moderators. They're going to be possibly an author or two. You're going to meet several people throughout the month that are going to be involved in that event on the 27th. And so we want you to get your tickets now. Yes, we do. Not later. We want you to get your tickets now. And then
Please
after
get
you
them
secure
now.
your ticket, we want you to share the love. Make sure your friend has their ticket as well. So this event, it will include an intimate conversation, an intimate TEDx experience where we're going to have a lot of great conversations about what it looks like to be a 21st century mother. There will be lunch, there'll be a little shopping, there will be a fashion show. You do not want to miss it. And our panelists are all they're all phenomenal in their own right. They come from varied backgrounds. So we're going to have a great representation of what motherhood looks like. Dr. Norma, anything you want to add to what I've just shared?
I think that this is going to be an event that you do not want to miss. For there are a lot of mothers who would need to hear the things that we will be the topics that we'll be talking about and be discussed in this particular event. All of them centering around the 21st century mother. We know that in the last century, a lot of things have changed, have happened that causes the mother in this century to have to function differently. So those are some of the topics that will be discussed. We'll have time for you to ask questions, get information. All of you who for example, we have people who are trying that will talk about scheduling your time. We have people who are going to talk about if you have a different type of mothering. We have people who will talk about just several different topics. I think we have 8 topics, 9 topics,
We've
and
got
that's not
about,
even
yeah,
all
about
of it.
eight. Yes.
So,
Yes.
but we're just so excited about it. At least I am, and I know you will be too. And I know you don't want to miss it. So take my word for it. Come out here. There will be information for you. There will be learning opportunities for you, and there will be time for you to socialize with our speakers to glean even more information.
That's great. One other thing I'd like to add is that we are looking for vendors. So if you sell anything or offer a service that a 21st century mom would greatly appreciate, then get in touch with us. The link that you see on the screen is actually not on, is the link to get your ticket to attend. But if you'd like to be a vendor, that same link will work for you as well. So we're looking for attendees. Bring a friend with you. We're looking for vendors. Could be informational or service based or even selling a product. If you want to do a VIP ticket or general admission, you have the option there. So check out the link and get started. And by all means, tell a friend. I want to show you before we meet our phenomenal guests, I like to share with you one of the videos that was created as one of our, I guess, marketing, promoting the event. Let me see if I can get this to work. Here we go. What is a 21st century mom? I'm glad you asked. But I do.
in her.
Oops.
I know she can do it all very well, but she also understands that she does not have to do it alone. So she creates her community, she creates her own tribe, and that's where I fit in. I am the cheerleader, the one who believes in her, the one who advocates for her, the one who stands beside her. I am the supporter of the 21st century mother.
If you follow Chosen Pen Publishing on Facebook or even Instagram, you're going to see periodically very clips such as the one I showed that share what 21st century motherhood looks like. And the people who are sharing are either part of the panel, they're going to be active participants in the event, or a co-author of a book that's going to also be released on that day. So today in the studio with us, all the way from Rayford, North Carolina, we have one of our 21st century panelists, Miss Jasmine, Coach Jasmine. Thanks, Jasmine, for saying welcoming and accepting the invitation to be here today. How are you?
No problem. I'm awesome.
So tell everybody a little bit about you. Who are you? Are
Well,
you a 21st century mom?
yes, I'm a 21st century mom to 4 amazing teens. Not kids and not babies no more. I have teens, young adults. I am a life coach. I am a teacher. Um, I am a supporter of other 21st century moms. Um, I assist other 21st century moms with their teens. I've had the opportunity to play a major role in a lot of lives of a lot of our teens and a lot of our 21st century moms, assisting them with their teens.
Gotcha.
Um, and I am now what I like to call myself a certified marketing social media guru.
All right. So you're the one that wears, one of the things I know that's a common thread, women, or really most women nowadays, especially, is that we wear many hats. We wear many hats. So we're gainfully employed. We're balancing home life because we're the cook, we're the coach, we're the disciplinarian, we're the cook, we're the
Yeah.
domestic engineer, whatever term you choose to use for that.
Yeah.
And then I think, Jasmine, your video makes reference to you spending so much time in the car because you're like the Uber. You're the Uber driver.
Yeah.
You're in
I say
charge
I'm the
of
lawyer,
transportation.
I'm the doctor, I'm
I know,
everything.
right? You in charge of shipping and handling because you just shipping
Yes.
and handling kids all over the place. It's
Yes.
amazing how God wired women, because women have always been able to do multiple things and do
Yes.
them collectively or with the spirit of excellence as best they could. I think one of the things that I have a great appreciation for is that um, we talk about it now more than at one time, but our parents had it right. We just didn't see it in that light. Is that you create your tribe, you have your community, and the
Yes.
community helps each other. You made reference to the
Mhm.
fact that you have your own teams, but you reach out and you serve as a coach or an assistant to other moms. Tell us a little bit more about what that looks like.
So for me, I guess a lot of it is trial and error. I tell everybody I'm what I consider myself an old soul, I guess is what you would consider it. Um, I was taking care of kids before I even, birthed my own, I used to look at that as a negative in my life, but now that I have those nuggets, that life blessed me with those nuggets so that I can help other teens, other 21st century moms. What do that mean? That means a lot of times teens, I can go and tell a teen the same thing that you as a mother may have already told them in the same way, but because you told them, it feels more of like, okay, you're being negative towards them, you don't want them to do this, or you just mad because you don't want to do it, or whatever the situation may be. It may be a communication barrier there. It may be some animosity. One big thing that I learned from Dr. Norman is it may be some unforgiveness there, and us as mothers, sometimes it's because I said so, or, I know what's best. And so then there becomes me. And I step in and I kind of try to mediate, and I kind of try to get our 21st century moms to understand this is not the same generation.
No, it's
It's not
not.
the same generation as when your mama raised you. This is a whole different type of generation. They're dealing with a whole different battle out here, from school, from getting home. It's a whole different battleground, basically
Yeah.
what I said. They're in a whole different war.
All the
And
more
so,
reason to have a community or tribe, right?
yes, and so I step in and I try to be that mediator. And I even try to get the young adult to see, okay, your mom really just want what's best for you. It's not about, oh, she don't want to see you happy. She wants to keep you safe. She wants to see
Mhm.
best. And I just step in and help
Yeah,
with that communication aspect
that's good.
for our 21st century moms, because I had somebody step in for
I
me,
know we all did, and
Yeah.
I think one of the differences, well, I mean, I don't speak for everyone, but I know growing up myself, my mom's community were my aunts. So there was
Mhm.
always two or three aunts in the queue at any given time. If it was pick up from school, if mama couldn't get us, we knew one other aunt would probably be the one to pick us up. If it was to stay somewhere while she worked between shifts of her and my dad getting off work, we knew it would either be an aunt already at the house or one to pick us up.
Mhm.
Now with families being more dispersed and living different places and they may not be close to family, it's so important to still create a tribe of people that you trust, because
Yeah.
I think COVID showed us that more than anything. When we had to be an island to ourselves, a lot of the schools, all the schools were closed, and the parents who needed a support system, if they hadn't created it, they were stuck like Chuck. They were
Yeah.
in a very peculiar situation. Dr. Norma, you were the one, the visionary behind having this TEDx experience, this actual, the entire, experience be centered around not just saying mom, celebrating moms, which the theme is a salute to moms, but you were specific about 21st century motherhood. Shed a little light about why that was so important for you.
I think simply because, as Jasmine has already pointed out, that the mothers of today don't have the backgrounds that they need to have to be supportive of the youth of today. And I'm a grandmother age, and I know that there are issues. So and some of the issues that are new, not only do they not have the support, but they don't even know what they are. Like
Mhm.
we have the issues for family life balance. I think it's the first time we've had mothers who've had been outside the home and had to work. Other than when we were growing up, of course, you came home. Who knows who's in your yard or whatever to take care of you, because you did have that village. But now
Mhm.
there's no one there. So
Right.
the mother has to balance the family and her work and making sure that everything is taken care of, and that her children have someone to be, there's someone to pick them up, and that they're not home alone. The latchkey syndrome that we have.
Mhm.
So that's an issue. And also now we have the big issue, and I guess one you like to hear me talk about, of course, is the mental wellness. And I think COVID brought a lot of that on with stress, and parents or mothers had so much stress because they didn't know what to do. I have
Right.
children home now that I've got to educate, which is another big problem. So I don't know how to educate them, because the education that's there today is different than what the education is before. What I taught my school, my child, I did to help them do the homework. I go home, they come home with zeros on their paper, because that's not how it was done. I mean, that happens. That has literally happened. So it's so much different than what they have. And I think also dealing with violence and safety, we've never had those, as many of those issues. Violence in schools, safety in schools, violence and safety in the homes. We have mothers who don't know whether to trust boyfriends, whether to trust family members in their homes. So some of those issues need to be discussed. We need to come up with some solutions or some ways to help mothers in this century to be able to overcome those issues and to find some peace and some
Right.
rest, get over that stress. Uh, and we have people who will be talking about that as well. But but then again, as Jasmine's probably going to be talking about, is the multi-generational family. And that's part because of myself, because not only are we raising our children, but we also have our grandparents or our parents in our homes as well. We know that the aging of America is going to probably provide uh, at least increase of 50 to 100% of people with issues between now and the next 10 to 15 to 20, 30 years. What is that family going to do? What is that mother going to do? How is she going to handle her finances? Is she planning for that now? Is she trying to make sure that that person is able to take care, to be taken care of? All of a sudden, that parent may have to move back in with them. Now her budget has changed,
Right.
especially if the parent does not have the funds or the means to be taken care of. So those are some other issues that need to be addressed
Right.
in this 21st century. And of course, we have the technology and the education. Technology is a big thing, probably one of the bigger things that we have going on, but simply because we as parents don't understand what it is. We don't even know what the emojis are, any of those other things that are out there. So those are some things that we need to understand as well. But we also need to understand that it is there, it's real. So we need to learn as much about it as we
Exactly.
possibly can to help our students. And
Yes,
because
ma'am.
we know now that with our children on the, I mean, we see children, read about children all the time who have stabbed their parents, who have caused harm to their parents just simply because their parent took their iPad away from them or took their iPhone away from them. So, I mean, it's like a disease, it's a drug.
Mm-hmm.
So parents need to understand that, okay, we might need to put some limits on their times before they get to
That's
that
true.
stage
Yeah.
of it. So, that's another thing that we have to be concerned about. But as I said, there's so many different issues, and we're going to try to address some of those. But in talking to women that I coach and that I supervise or whatever, those are issues that have come to the forefront. My heart goes out to them. I have a burden for them because I know that the grandparents aren't there, the parents aren't there, the neighbors aren't there, and we don't trust our neighbors. We don't trust anybody anymore to help take care of our families and our
Right.
children.
That's true.
So hopefully with this session that we're having on the 27th, that there will be some things that we can learn and that we can have coaches there, whomever there, who can help continue the dialogue and the conversations.
That's good. That's really good. Two things I know because I'm behind the scenes with working on the logistics of that is that the panelists are very broad. Um, they come from a wide range of experience. We have people who are very much engaged in education. You know, they are the 21st century educators, and then you have those who are very much in multimedia. You know, filming and movies and things of that nature. We've got the military, you know, representation, and then we have that which is in politics. So we have women who help. As I said earlier, they wear many hats. They are a mother, but then they bring another flavor, I should say, to the conversation. And I think the beautiful thing, or I don't think I know, the beautiful thing about that is one of the things they're going to see in the conversations that's held is that everybody is dealing with the same thing. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic background. You know, some may be more well off financially because of their chosen occupations, or they may live in a larger city or a smaller town, but everybody's dealing with the same thing. And this conversation is going to be so good because that's going to be, it's good for people to say or to see that I'm not alone. It's not just me. You know, am I the only one stressed out? No, it's plenty more people stressed out. But in the course of a day, you're so busy being engaged in what it is that you have to do. We don't always sit down and have these conversations. We want some girl time to get away from the kids, you know, or to get away from the family. But sometimes we don't have these heart to heart conversations. And so, Dr. Norm, I want to thank you because, you know, growing up as a child, especially in the church, we used to have the older women would have conversations with the younger women about, you know, how to first your skirt was too short or your top was too low and how to carry yourself as young ladies. And they would talk to us about, you know, being married and juggling your family and caring for your babies. I don't know that there's much of that going on. So this platform to me would be reminiscent of that type of opportunity for people to engage and to learn and share. And so thank you for that. Jasmine, what do you believe is going to come out? What do you believe people are going to gain rather from being in attendance at this event?
Ooh, I feel like golden nuggets. And I refer to them as golden nuggets because us as women, sometimes we can be, ooh, how can I put it? Stubborn. and set in our ways and think that we know. But I feel like with all of the women coming together, even if you don't want to admit that you're picking up something or learning something from the different women who will speak, or the different women that you may meet just by being in the audience alone. One thing I love about Chosen Pen is whenever you come together for an event, the networking is always amazing. You have a great experience from hearing from the panelists and meeting them, but even the golden nuggets that you just pick up by networking with other ladies who you may be sitting at the table with and speaking with, walking around to the other vendors and learning that they're moms in business, they're entrepreneurs, and you're able to speak with them and you're able to gain all of these golden nuggets to carry along with you and put it in your basket and use them when different areas in your life, different problems or situations may come up in your life. You're able to pour from that basket of golden nuggets, whether if I was too stubborn to admit that I needed to learn or take that information. And I'm speaking to myself because sometimes I can be stubborn, but whether I admit it or not, just coming together and being in the room and taking those golden nuggets and putting them in my basket so that when I leave, I have something to refer back to, or I've created a contact, that now I can create a tribe out of these amazing women. It's going to be someone in the room that I can relate to.
Yeah.
That now where I may not be able to see myself, I may be able to call her and say, look, now tell me if I'm wrong, such and such. But now I've created a tribe by coming into the room, getting out of my house, getting out of my stubborn ways, thinking I'm the greatest mother in the world and I know it all, but getting in the room and realizing, girl, you really don't know technology. Let's be real. Get in that room and learn how to teach them babies,
exactly.
Or you're really dealing with some mental health issues, even if you want to not admit it or not. Get into the room, because you never know what golden nugget you're going to be able to put in your basket that later on, within time, you walk out that door and them babies calling and they say, Mama, I'm hungry, or whatever. And they getting on your nerves. You be like, oh, I remember. Coach Jasmine said this on the panel. Let me try this. You just don't know what golden nuggets you're gonna pick up. So I just hope that the women get in the room, grab all the golden nuggets you can grab, whether it's from the panelists, whether it's from networking, whether it's from the vendors, and take those and use those to help you grow as a 21st century mother.
I love it. I agree with you 100%, Jasmine. Really, these events tend to create a tribe within a tribe. Does that make sense? Because of the events hosted by Chosen Pen, I now have a community of people that don't even live in Fayetteville that I feel like I've known for years, simply because they were a participant in the event and we built relationship and rapport, and we've continued that connection. And now we're, extensions of each other. We're supporting each other from different vantage points. Dr. Norma, what do you want people to take away from this event?
I want them to take any and everything that is going to help them to be a success in the 21st century. I want all the mothers to be able to go home and say, I can apply this to my life and my life will be better. I didn't understand that I may be stressed. I know I'm stressed. All of you have to be stressed. I don't know how in the world you cannot be stressed. I don't know how anyone could not be anxious. Because it's so much.
Yeah.
Just the thought of your child going to school every day and you don't know there's going to be a shooting, if there's going to be whatever in the school, of course you're stressed. There's no other way that you cannot be stressed. But I learned that I'm stressed. So these are some of the things that I can do to help. I know I'm going to still be worried about my child, but I need to have some self-care. I know that they told me that technology, that I need to put some boundaries on my child. I don't want my child to come in here and be upset and want to fight me because I've taken away. But I need my...
You muted. How did she mute herself? Dr. Norma, I think you muted yourself. I don't know how.
Unless it's her connection.
Okay.
Maybe your connection.
Am I muted now?
Yeah, you're okay now.
Now I'm good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But in the educational arena, we have someone to be speaking about the different types of educational models. But I do want parents and mothers to understand that there is always another way for your child to learn, and that we need to get out here and be proactive in finding them. We are not going to just sit around and say that there is only one school for me and one school that will allow my child to learn. So that there are different avenues. So we'll have someone there also to talk about that. We have someone that is going to be an advocate for mothers with children of special needs, and talk about how to train them, how to work with them, but not only for the child, but for themselves. I'm so excited about that, because she's going to talk about how to self-care for the mother, how to be able to stay home. She's going to talk about entrepreneurship. She's going to talk about a lot of things for that mother, so that the mother won't be so depressed and anxious. And even talking to her the issues that they feel that they never express to anyone. So again, that's mental health, anxiousness that we need to address. So I think the biggest part that I want everyone to know that you're not alone. You're not in a place that there is no one to offer you help, and that you have a tribe in this particular group that will offer you support in whatever it is that you need.
Right. That's good, Dr. Norma. One of the things I'm excited about is I believe we're going to have 3 states represented. We're going to have representation from the state of Georgia, of course, North Carolina, of course, and then the state of Virginia. Now, this is what I would, this is, and that's why you got 4 states. We have Florida represented, Georgia represented, Virginia, as well as North Carolina. And here's the thing I would like to stress even the more, is that the majority of the people that are on the panel are not from Fayetteville, and is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. But Chosen Pen Publishing is located in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in Cumberland County. So we have Cumberland County, we have Holt County, we've got Robeson County and Harnett County and Lee County, all in close proximity. But the majority of our panelists live out of the area. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're excited about the women that are coming, but I wanted to bring that up just to emphasize that we want Fayetteville, we want this community to be even the more engaged with our events. Here's another thing I want to add as a caveat is to this. I used to love, now every child is different. I may be a little different. I don't know. But I like going to events with my aunts and my mom, where there were older women, anything that I could look cute and be around other women, even though sometimes I went because I had to, it's kind of like my mom told me, yes, you have to go because my mama making me. So come on, but it's something about being in an atmosphere with other women, even in a collegiate setting. As a high school kid, when we had opportunity to go to a college campus and attend a symposium or something, that was being held on the college campus. It was something about being in the space of women that were older than me that gave me, it just put me in a place that made me kind of like odd. I was like, wow, I'm gonna grow up and be like her. Or I see and say, oh, she looks so sophisticated, how she carries or whatever. Or, oh, wow, she's a executive producer and she does movies. It painted a picture of what's possible, So I shared that to say, for those who have daughters or nieces, or maybe you're like Coach Jasmine and you're mentoring teenagers, bring them with you. Allow them to be in this space. This is a safe place, a safe space. And it's intimate enough where it's not, we would love to have 200 or 300 people, but let's be clear. Much of what we do is small enough so that you will be feel comfortable, but also have an opportunity to network without feeling overwhelmed. As Jasmine said, it's an environment that allows you to feel safe, and it'll be an environment that you could be safe for your teenager or your daughter or your niece or whomever to be a part of. Now, one of our guests was a little late getting on, and she's in the studio now, but she is one of the phenomenal personalities that's going to add the and then some to this event, no doubt. When you meet her, I promise you, you will never forget her. I'm adding her to the stage now. And this is Dr. Kiana Dancy, all the way from the state. I don't know where she's from, be honest with you, because Kiana is all over the place. Kiana, thanks so much for jumping on. I know you're a busy woman. So tell us a little bit about what's going on with you, beautiful.
First of all, I'm trying to get my podcast acting right, but I thought you were the only one that could see me, but apparently not everybody can. Why I'm having this struggle. Good to see you. Hello, good evening, ladies. I pray that you all are well. Grace and peace from Atlanta, Georgia. I am home finally. Yesterday I was not, but I'm here today.
So, Kiana, we were just talking a little bit about the event that's happening on the 27th and the theme of 21st century motherhood. You and I have a commonality in the sense that we are not mothers, but we are those supporters of the 21st century mom. We're their biggest cheerleaders. Talk a little bit about what that looks like.
Well, for me, I didn't birth a baby, but I raised a baby. So, I am everybody's godmother. I have my brother is 14 years younger than me. We're actually celebrating his birthday today. He turned whatever age that was yesterday. Okay. Why you trying to calculate? But
we can't calculate that.
Right. No, and to be honest with you, I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 46. I think about that because my grandmother didn't make it to, I think it was 40. So every year I'm celebrating, when I get there. I was born on my grandmother's birthday, so I'm quite proud that I was blessed enough to be able to share that with her, even though I've never met her. But I helped raise my brother, and I always say, I put on a post yesterday for his birthday that he is my greatest sense of pride and joy. And so, yeah, I have not I didn't physically push. I'm still holding out. The Lord made Sarah a mother at 90. You hear me? Everything is still working. Everything. My doctor said, you good, but you got to find a man. I'm like, Lord, what you doing? But although I am not physically, like you said, a mother, I do share the experience of raising and being part of a community with women who are single or even married. But, I'm everybody's auntie or somebody's godmama. You understand what I'm saying? And so I was just having a conversation the other day with I call her my baby mama. Her son is failing his grade in some of his classes. He plays all the sports, football, soccer, and all the things. And he's like, well, I get home too late, and because so that sounds cute. So which one are you giving up, soccer or football? Because giving up work is not an option. I'm giving up school. And it's interesting how she calls me. He got a whole daddy, but she called me too, so I'm part of that community to help crack that whip.
That's necessary. We talked about the importance of the 21st century mother having her own community or tribe, and that's how important that is. And many people, there will be several occasions that we talked about during COVID, or where I made reference to, where the mom did not create her own community. So when COVID hit, she was stranded alone because she had not created the community. Is so important. So we talked about that from various vantage points. And one of the points that was referenced just before you jumped on is that from this event, we hope that women will take away nuggets where they can see, one, that they are not alone, that other women are dealing with the same things and the same, challenges that they might be dealing with, but they may have the solution that they hadn't considered. They will be able to connect with people that they have something in common with, and possibly even create a better connection or a stronger connection. I made reference to the fact that, it's funny to say, but it's not funny to say, because it's really how God works. That prior to this time last year, I didn't even know who a Kiana Dancy was, or what she did, or where she lived, or even she existed. Now it's like I'm talking to her at least once or twice a week.
Yes.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. But I want to make sure I mention this too, because 21st motherhood looks different for everybody, as you know. But I also want to mention, there are a lot of women out here who are becoming mothers on their own. I have a few girlfriends who are going through the IVF process by themselves. And it's something that I have been considering, something I discussed with my family, whether that become a mother through adoption or IVF, or, hey, listen, apparently they give babies away in China. I don't know. But, it depends on how bad you want to be a mother, I can't say that. Don't say that. Okay, I won't. But then also, let me say this. I'm a fur baby. You know what I mean? My baby is.
Where's the doggy?
Let me tell you something. My mother said, now, you said you wanted a baby. And when I tell you, I'm not comparing my fur baby to your child, I'm not. But I'm going to tell you, every time I turn around, he in something in his mouth. He crying. He pooped or peed on something. I got two dogs. I had one dog was throwing up. The other one was pooping and peeing on everything. My mother said, welcome to motherhood. I was like, wait. Lost my mind. Everybody hungry and everybody pooping and peeing and throwing up. So, listen, So I do, but again, it is something that as a single woman have been considering. Like if this is a dream or a desire of my heart, how do I do it without having a man? And when you get to a certain age, as you can imagine, men don't want babies. You know what I mean? And if for a woman, if she has not fulfilled or settled in her mind that she doesn't want to be a mother, that would always be a void for her. And she's going to either try to fill that void or figure out how or you'll fill that void with something else, or just outright have a baby. And I have a lot of successful, amazing, beautiful women who cannot find a partner, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I'm sure that conversation
we didn't even cover. So you can bring it up.
Say it again.
I said that's a topic that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
As the moderator.
Yeah,
as a moderator. Kiana is one of two moderators. There are going to be two different panels, both of which are going to focus on 21st century motherhood, but the combination of panelists will bring a different flavor. But Kiana's going to be one, and you already see just from her personality that panel is going to be all the way live, no doubt about it. It's going to be full of it, So we told people to not only to attend and get their tickets, but to bring their best friends, their sister friends, to bring their daughters, because it's important that young women be in environments with more mature women. What do you think about that, Kiana? Kiana.
It's actually, I'm glad you brought that up about bringing your daughters, because I think it's a good time to have conversations that especially people of color have not had with their children, and let me make sure I'm clear on this. I have many friends with very diverse backgrounds, races, financial, levels of all things. But it's one thing that when I talk to my girlfriends, about becoming a mother, what was that conversation like? For my white friends, it was always freeze your eggs. I've never in my entire life heard that ever. My mother never said freeze your eggs. My mother, we just assumed that one day I'll get pregnant or have a man. I'm not saying that I ain't been pregnant. I'm just saying I ain't have no baby. But I am saying to you that I encourage you. So like as women, we are trained and reared differently from our brothers and our men counterparts. Women are trained to go get your education, handle your business, this, that, and the other. And so while we're so focused and driven on taking care of our business, we oftentimes forget about our personal lives. We're in these relationships or whatever. And I'm not saying that people don't get pregnant. I'm just saying that you wouldn't feel the pressure of getting pregnant if you had your eggs frozen and you knew that you can come back to that. Because what I learned recently, that's because I'm 46, guess what? These eggs are 46 too. I did not know that your eggs are the same age as you. So
yes, they are. They come with you.
Come on, baby. But I mean, you don't think about it like that. You don't think that I'm not. When I listen, I'm a middle-aged woman. Come on.
Kiana, you're crazy. But I agree with you totally, because I remember being in graduate school, and of course, I'm focused on getting my MBA.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm focused on, but some of my classmates or my colleagues, while I was focused on MBA, they were focused on MRS. I'm like, why are y'all trying to get married? Well, that's why they came to school. Getting a degree was a byproduct, but they were planning on marrying. So they were looking to see who could potentially be their boo, so that when they finished grad school, they would get married. And that was the furthest from my mind. I was like, I'm just trying to get this degree, girl. I'm going on to the next level.
But you understand why that is. It's just the dynamic. It's the dynamics of the family and the way and I'm saying your counterparts, I'm talking about everybody but us. Yeah. We don't send our daughters to school to get a husband. We don't send our daughters, our sons to school to get a wife. We send our daughters and our sons to go to school to get an education so that they can further themselves. But see, they have a mission to further and grow, and biblically, we're supposed to multiply. But that is not a conversation that we talk about with our kids. And when you say have a baby, or get married, it's almost a curse.
Until you get 40, and now you're wishing you had done it a different way.
Lord, I don't want to die by myself. Jesus, help me.
It's just, I think one of the things I referenced just before you came on is that how, as a younger girl,
you're going to keep telling people I play.
Like being in the spaces of more mature women to hear the conversations.
Yes.
Because although I may not have been able to relate to what they were saying, I had then, when I got older, something to reflect on.
Yes.
So I think sometimes, even because moms are so busy doing life, they forget about those types of conversations, or these conversations never come up until it's time for them to come up. And it's usually in a situation that we're forced to have the conversation, you know?
And it's usually too late.
Yes,
It's too late.
it is.
So women, especially if you're, very career driven, very focused on the things that you're trying to do in reference to the betterment of you, self-improvement, don't forget, use the opportunity to, and it's expensive. That's another thing, or another reason why we don't talk about it, because of the expenses. And also, we don't know anybody who has frozen their eggs. We don't know anyone who has ever thought to do that. So what happens is you're like, that's a thing. You know what I mean? So while you're doing your self-improvement and bettering yourself through your education, also remember that, you can put your eggs, freeze your eggs and put them on hold, and it won't be the pressure of, I have to have a baby, if that's what your heart desires.
Right.
And so now, here I am, I'm thinking, well, Leah, you sure I ain't freeze no eggs 20 years ago? Ain't nobody, maybe I forgot that, maybe I lost the paper,
One thing I'll say too is this. I think it's important that if you have a woman that's in her 40s, that's not married, and is very successful, that a teenage girl can see that and say, wow, she's handling her business. She's got it going on. She doesn't require someone else to create a quality of life for her. She could do it on her own. But at the same time, she needs to know, yes, but there were sacrifices I made to be here. So that as you go through life, remember, it's not an either or. You really can have both, but you might want to take the pros and cons that we're discussing with you, and then use that to create your own path. But a lot of times it's either one or the other. It was either go to school or get married. It was never, really discussed for both.
Yes, that's because we didn't understand that we really do have options.
Right.
We have a lot of options, and also we can create a plan and we can execute it. See, oftentimes we're reacting to the things that we have going on in our lives opposed to anything else. So like if you're pregnant, now you got to drop out of school. But had you planned, and I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with either, however you run your life. I'm just saying most times we're reacting to our current situation opposed to being proactive. Exactly. So now I'm pregnant, what I'm going to do? And so it's like, okay, so then you have another bad, and I'm not judging it. I'm only saying, wouldn't it be nice if you sat down and wrote out, okay, so I can freeze my eggs so it won't be the pressure. And then in the meantime, I'm an advocate for birth control. So now you can get on birth control. You can, I'm not saying that a pill can't be missed. I'm just saying cover yourself in a way that you can plan your life and it won't be so much pressure or, you're looking backwards or regret.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, Kiana. So I know you're going to bring that the variety, the flavor of the conversation that's going to be had is important. That's why we want everybody to get their ticket to come, to be there. Bring your sister, bring your auntie, bring your niece, bring your mom. It's a salute to mothers. But let's be clear, we are all either were a mother, could potentially be a mother, be an extension of a mother. We're serving a mothering role in some capacity. And this is really about women getting together to support each other, to encourage each other, to inform each other, to empower each other. And we just gave it the name, A Salute to Moms. That's really what it is.
I love it.
In the right way. So the ticket information is on the screen that will lead you directly to Eventbrite. As I said earlier, get your ticket so that you will be in the space. We're going to have engaging conversation with a little bit of laughter, no doubt about it. You may even shed a few tears, so pack your tissues. We're going to have an awesome lunch. There's going to be a fashion show included. We're going to sprinkle a few vendors in there. There'll be a DJ playing some music to keep the environment. And then there will be a book launch on that day as well. I've had the opportunity to work with a group of women to co-author a book, and the title of which is Becoming the Shiro, the Motherhood Mantle. And these women have written chapters that give a salute to their mom, or they share their motherhood experience. So that day, April 27th, is all about Mom and them. All right. It's all about Mom and them. And we want everybody to be there. Dr. Norma, any last words before we close out today?
No, it has been an awesome broadcast. Thank you so much, Kiana. Thought we were going to miss you.
No, I wouldn't have missed it for this. I was having trouble with my lashes in my bra. So just I'm always going to be where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? But listen, in the name, I'm going to be in the blood. I'm going to be there.
I hope everyone is looking forward to Kiana and her friends because they will be in the room come Saturday. Not this Saturday.
The 27th.
27th, yes.
Before then, I suppose. But
yes.
We will see you then, and all of your friends, and all of Jasmine, and all of your friends. But I'm still very excited about this particular event because I know that God has placed it on all of our hearts. So
Hallelujah.
the women will be there, the
Yes.
mothers will be there to get the information that He is providing for them.
Yes, ma'am. I'm super excited.
We are as well. So thank you all once again for being a part of this broadcast. Conversations with Chosen Pen, as you know, airs every Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. Listen, we want you to like, comment, and share. We are growing and believing for more in the year of 2024. Don't forget, the Salute to Moms is April 27th, held right here in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Follow this link, which will take you to Eventbrite so you can secure your ticket. If you choose to be a vendor, information is there regarding vendor opportunities as well. We are delighted that you are with us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you again next week because we've got 2 more phenomenal guests talking about their participation and what it means to be a part of a 21st century motherhood conversation. So don't forget to join us next Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day.